Hey everyone, welcome back to Dynamics 365 Universe. In today's video, we're going to learn something very practical: how to delete duplicate records in SQL Server after creating a new primary key based on business changes. We'll start with a custom demo table, insert some data including duplicates, and then see how to clean it up with one smart SQL query. Let's get started. Step 1. Create a demo table. We'll first create a table named D365 custom table to simulate a scenario from a real Dynamics 365 implementation. It will have a PurchID column that comes from the Purch table. Initially, there's no primary key. Let's get started. Step 1. Create a new table. Right-click on your project in Solution Explorer. Go to Add, New Item. From the list, choose Table. Name the table as D365 custom table and click Add. Step 2. Open your new table. After the table is created, double-click to open it. You'll see an empty table design window with no fields or indexes yet. Step 3. Drag field from Purch table. Now, open the standard Purch table from the AOT. Locate the PurchID field. Simply drag and drop the PurchID field from Purch table into your Custom Tables Fields node. This will create a copy of the field definition in your new table. Important note: at this point, our custom table does not have any primary key or index defined. It can still store data, but there's no uniqueness enforced yet. We'll explore adding a primary index in the next tutorial, especially for cases where duplicate records need to be avoided. That's it for this part. Let's begin. Step 1. Open SSMS as administrator. Go to your Start menu, search for SQL Server Management Studio or just SSMS. Right-click on it and select Run as administrator. This ensures you have full access to the database. Step 2. Connect to the AXDB database. Once SSMS opens, connect to your local SQL Server instance. From the Object Explorer on the left, expand Databases. Look for your AXDB database. This is the main database used by Dynamics 365 F&O. Step 3. Open a new query window. Right-click on AXDB, then select New Query. Step 4. Select records from your custom table. Now, let's write a simple SQL query to view data in our custom table. Select asterisk from D365 custom table. This query will show all the records in the table. If you haven't added any records yet, it will return an empty result. Now let's add a sample record. Suppose your table only has one field, PurchID, which we dragged from the Purch table earlier. Here's the insert query. Insert into D365 custom table, PurchID, values, name of the PurchID. This inserts a single row into your custom table with PurchID as mentioned. Verify the insert. Run the select query again. You should now see the new record in the results. Let's suppose the business requirement has now changed, and we're told that the PurchID in our custom table must be unique. In other words, PurchID should now act as the primary key. That means we need to create a primary index on the PurchID field in our custom table. Let's walk through the steps to do that. End the table designer, right-click on the Indexes node. Select New Index. Give it a clear name, like PurchIdex. Add the PurchID field. Now drag the PurchID field from the Fields node and drop it under your new index. This links the field to the index. Set Allow Duplicates to No. This makes sure that the table will not allow duplicate values for PurchID.et this as the primary index. Click on the top-level table node in the Properties window, look for Primary Index. From the drop-down, select our new index. This tells Dynamics that this is now the primary key of the table. Now that we've created our custom table and added the primary index, the next step is to build the project to apply these changes to the environment. Let's do that. Now that we've built the project successfully after adding a primary index on PurchID, the next step is to sync the database, so these changes reflect in the underlying SQL schema. But before we proceed, here's something important. Since we already have duplicate records in the table, the sync will likely fail, because primary keys must be unique. You'll likely see an error message like, "Cannot create a primary key because duplicate values exist." Why this happens? The system is trying to enforce uniqueness on a field that already has duplicate entries, and that violates the primary key constraint. This is expected, and actually helpful, because it prevents bad data from entering production. Alright folks, now let's move to the most critical step in cleaning up our table, deleting duplicate records using SQL. This step is important because we just added a primary index on PurchID, and during sync, it threw an error because of duplicate values in the table. Let me walk you through how I'm handling it. Here's what I'm doing. I'm using a common table expression, or CTE, along with the row_number function. What this will do is, it'll number each record within the same PurchID group, and we'll keep the first one while deleting the rest. Let me write and explain it. So here, for every PurchID, we're assigning a row number. 1 for the first, 2 for the second, and so on. Now, we wrap this with a CTE, like this. What this final query does is simple but powerful. It keeps the first occurrence of each PurchID, and deletes only the duplicates, where Rn greater than 1. So if your table had 3 rows with the same PurchID, only the first will remain, and the other 2 will be gone. By running this query, we're cleaning up the table, so that only unique PurchIDs remain, exactly what's needed to satisfy the primary key constraint. Now, once we delete the duplicates, we can go back and sync the project again, and this time, it should go through successfully. That's it for this part. If you found this explanation helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to Dynamics 365 Universe, and comment below if you want the full SQL script. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.